Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Subhashish Mishra and today's topic of discussion is on Python. Before we start, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever any new video gets uploaded, as I'm constantly uploading videos on machine learning and data science. Now let's get started. So the first thing for us we will be discussing about the very simple thing which is called as comments. So to add any comment in Python, uh, first of all, I'm using Jupyter Notebook as my notebook reference. You can use anything else you want. There are a lot of other notebooks available like Spider and also PyCharm is there. There are many other Visual Studio a lot of people are using. So you can use any of your notebook as per your preference. Okay, so let's start. So the very first thing is like comments. So to add a comment, it is very simple in Python. Just add a hash before that. Then write down any comment. Like we can like write welcome to ML is easy. That's it. That's how we can be able to add a comment. Now let's see how we can assign a variable. So the variable assignment, unlike other languages, Python is a different kind of variable assignment. Like in any kind of languages, if you are familiar about other coding languages like Java or .NET, there if you assign any variable name with any kind of value, let's say if I'm assigning one variable name with integer, then I can't be able to change it into string or anything else. But here Python doesn't have any kind of restriction. Okay, so if I have a variable like a equal to 5, then in the next time I can go ahead and change it to a equal to ml is easy also. Okay, now then when I will print a, it will show me like ml is easy. Okay, so for the printing you can do print and in the square bracket you can put the statement whatever you want to print. Okay, so to print we can do in this way also, like this is the channel. Okay, so it will be get printed. Else if you just type in the variable name in the Jupyter notebook, it will show you the output. Okay, and let's say in the variable assignment, strings, one kind of variable that we can be able to discuss about is string. So this, for the string assignment, there are a couple of ways you can assign string. Like let's say if I will be writing down a equal to ml is easy, then this is also feasible. If I'll be writing down a double quote ml is easy, this one is also feasible. So whatever your convenient way, you can be able to write it down. So the double quote gives is very much handy whenever you have something like that. I can't go to the party. In this case, the double quote plays a very important role. Okay, now there is one more way, like we were saying that seeing the print statement over here, right? So there is one more way we can be able to print and assign the variables in a print statement. Let's say we have a variable a equal to, sorry, age is equal to 5. Okay, and let's say channel equal to YouTube. Okay, so if I have to write down a print statement like my channel is a 5 years old, so each and every time I have to write down like my channel YouTube is a 5 years old, instead of that I can be able to do it in this way. My channel curly brace is of another one curly brace dot format, and in the sequence we can be able to write down the value for the curly braces. So my channel, what is the channel name? YouTube. So we can be able to assign channel, and what we want to give as in the second curly brace is the age. So we can be able to write it down like age. So once the print statement goes on, so it is like my channel YouTube is a 5-year-old. The second way of printing the same thing, like print, this is a little advanced way of doing. Instead of putting each and every time the format, we can do the simple thing like, let's copy this one, paste it here, and here we can write down the channel variable, and here we can be able to write down the age variable. So this again gives us the same value. Okay, so this is how we can be able to print statements in two different ways. Okay, the next thing that we will be discussing about is about the strings. So let's discuss about the strings. So in terms of strings, let's say we have a string called as test, which is let's say this is the simple string. Okay, so if we want to go ahead and check each and every letter by letter, then we can be also able to do the same thing. How we can be able to do that is test of 0 will give us H, 1 will give us E. Right? So in string assignment, one more thing that we can be able to do is like if we want to check that only these three letters we need to print out. Okay, so from 0, 1, 2. So one thing I need to add is like in Python the notation starts from 0 and till n-1. Okay, so in each and every case, like here we have how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. Okay, so here the notation for Python will start at 0 to 4. So if I'll print hello test of 0, then it will like come as H, test of 4 will come as 4. Okay, so if I want to print like from 0 to from first to third, okay, so from first to third means HEL. So for this we can be able to do from 0 to, so it will come as HEL. So here one thing to notice is like if we want to start a string notation or any character notation, then we can be able to start it with the index number 0. But if we want to print till index number 2, okay, here HEL 0, 1, 2, okay, then we have to give it as n+1, which is 3. So here the 3 is getting excluded, means another L is getting excluded over here. Okay, so this is one confusing factor which is whenever we start things as a beginner. Okay, now let's discuss about lists. In case of list, it is just simple, like there are a lot of annotations in lists which are like the way we have seen in string. We will discuss one by one. So for the list comprehension, let's say we can create a list like this one. Okay, so here if I'll print lists, it will come as like in this bracket notation. So here we have square brackets, and inside the square brackets whatever we write down, then that is called as a list. Okay, so the list annotation, there is no specific length specified in list. We can have any number of length, and we can anytime append the list also. Okay, so in list notation also we can be able to do the same thing that we were doing in case of the string notation. Okay, so list of 1 is 2. Okay, so we can be able to print it out like 2, 1, 3. Okay, from 1 to 3. Okay, so in lists also we can be able to add one more value. How we can be able to add it is like let's start 10, and then if I want to add 8, then that's also possible. Now if I'll print lists, then it will be appended. Now in case of lists, if I want to append any kind of string also, that is also possible. If I'll say that ML is easy, I want to append, then that's also possible. Now if I'll be printing the lists, then we can be able to see and the number still 1 to 8, and then ML is easy also. Okay, so this is what list annotation is. Okay, we can also change the list annotation. Here, if I have in the list annotation, I have the list index number 1 is 2. So if I want to change it to 5, then also I can be able to do that. Now if I'll be printing the list, then it is instead of 2, 5 is printed. Okay, so now this much is there for list. Now let's discuss one more stuff about the Python basics, which is called dictionary. Okay. So in dictionary, the simple way of creating a dictionary is with the key value pair. Okay, so here the dictionary gets represented in key value pair. There is one key and followed by the key, they always have a value. Okay, so let's say we have the key 1 as Python, key 1 as 1, and value for that is Python. Let's say we have key 2 as channel, and the value for that is ML is easy. Okay, so this is a simple dictionary. Okay, now if I want to check any kind of dictionary notation, then I can't be able to do like the way I was doing in list. If I'll do this one, like dict1 of 0, then I'll get an error, because dictionary annotation can't be in iterate like this way. Okay, here what we have to do is like we have to provide the key so that the value will be printed. Okay, so if I'll provide dict1 of 1, then it will give me Python. If I'll provide dict1 of channel, it will give me ML is easy. Okay, all right. So now we can have lists also inside the dict annotation. Like if I have the dict in the dict2, I can have 1 is Python, and I can have 2 as, I can put it like channel, and ML is easy. This one is also possible. So if I want to go ahead and check for the value for the key number 2, then I can be able to do that in this way. Dict2 of 2 comes out to be the list. Now I can go ahead and do the exact list comprehension that I was doing over there. So if I'll print 0, then it will go ahead and fetch the 0th index of the list, which is channel. Okay, so this is one way of iterating through dictionary. Okay, so we can have nested dictionary also. Let's say dict3 is another one dictionary, and here inside this, let's say we have another one dictionary. Okay, so here we are saying that this one is value, and let's say 3 is the key. For the third key, there is one value which is another one dictionary. Okay, so this one is also possible. Now if I want to go ahead and check this dictionary, then I can be able to do it like dict3 of 3 comes out to be this dictionary. Now if I want to go ahead and check each and every details one by one, then I can go ahead and type in the key for the nested dictionary, so it will give me the list that I have. Now if I want to go ahead and check each and every index of the list, then I can be able to do it in this way. Okay, so this is the way I can be able to do stuff in dictionary. Now the next next thing that we will be discussing is called as tuples. So unlike tuples, unlike lists, okay. So this is the way we can be able to create a tuple. The same way we can be iterate through a tuple like the way we did in list. T of 1 is 2, 0 is 1. Okay. So the key difference between list and tuple is immutable. Means we can't change the tuple once it has been defined. So if I will say that t dot append 8, it will give me an error because tuple is not changeable. Tuple can't be changed. If I want to change any value of tuple also, let's say what is the t of 1 is 2. Okay. So if I want to change t of 1 is to 8, it's 89 also. It's not possible because tuple are immutable. Okay. Now let's go ahead and discuss one more topic which is called as, okay. So the sets notation is also like the way we did in dictionary, but in the dictionary we have key value pair. Here we don't have key value pair. Here the annotation is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is one set that we can be able to create. Now we can be able to create a set using list also. This is another way of creating the set also. Okay, so set inside the bracket we can be able to assign any list. So this one is another one set got created. Okay. Now another good way of creating set is set doesn't have any duplication. Okay. So what I mean by that is like if I want to create a set out of the list which has duplicate value, let's say 1 1 1 1 1 and 2 2 2 is the list that I have, then if I create a set then it will create like 1 and 2. Okay. So now let's go ahead and discuss about the comparison operator. But before that, there is one simple application from this we can be able to notify about set is like if we have a list of lot of entries in a list, okay, and we want to know the unique values of the list, then we can be able to do it using the set because set removes the duplication. Okay, now let's move on to comparison operator. This one is very important. We will be using it very much in the Python. Okay, so it's very simple. If I have 1 which is less than 5, which is actually true, so it comes out like true. If I have 1 which is greater than 5, which is not true, so it will come as false. Okay, there is another way of doing it, like double comparison operator. So let's say if I have, we can do it in string also. So if I have good equal to bad as the string, so good is not equal to bad, so it will come as false. Okay, so if I'll go ahead and do not equal to, then it will come as true. Now let's discuss about conditional operation. Okay, so for the conditional operations we will be dealing with if else statement. So let's say if we have if a is a string that we have, let's say we are saying that a is not equal to b. Okay, then true. We have made a mistake in case of the print statement. Okay, now it comes as print equal to true. Okay, now if we have a statement called as, let's say, condition, we have a condition number 2 which is if else. Let's say if A not equal to A. We have a string of A which is not equal to A. Print both are equal. Okay, and else, let's say we will be printing it's not true. Then it will come as it's not true because A is equal to A, but here the condition is A is not equal to A. So there will be another one nested condition which will be saying like elif condition 3. So condition 3, let's just copy this one and we'll have our condition 3 over here. So here let's make a small change, and here we are making elif we have print statement as 2. Okay, so here once we run it, we'll be able to see that this print statement is getting printed because the first condition is true. Now one thing to notice over here is like also the second condition is also true, but it didn't print the second condition. It completes the execution in the first condition itself. So in the conditional statement, whenever we find the actual match which is correct, then it will stop running for the other conditions. Doesn't matter whether any other condition is true or false, it will stop the execution. Okay, so this is conditional statement. Now let's discuss about loops. Okay, so we will be discussing about the for loop first. Let's say we have a list called as, let's say we have a list 1 2 3 4 5 7. Okay, and now we want to iterate through each and every element of the list. So how we can be able to do that is like for I in test, okay, print I. It will print each and every element one by one. So it will go ahead and execute each and every index and will print everything else. So instead of this, we can be also able to do other things like, let's say hello world, we can be able to print it hello world. So it will print hello world 7 times. It will go each and every index, and for each and every index it will print hello world for that. Okay, so the next thing is like while loop. Let's discuss about while loop. So let's say if I have a variable called as a equal to 0. Now if I go ahead and execute a while loop, if while a less than 7 means till the time the condition is true, the while loop is going to execute that. So here we can be able to do that print. Now we have seen how we can be able to do the string annotation using f string value, or a is, we will have the string annotation as a. Now here I'm not going to execute it because if I will start it, it will go into infinite loop. Why I'm saying that? Because each and every time it go on, I'm checking the a, each and every time the a value will be 0. It will never be meeting the value 7. So each and every time the value of a will be less than 7 and it will be running for the infinite time. So for that, what I can be able to do is like a equal to a plus 1. Each and every occurrence whenever it executes, it will append a by 1 digit extra, so that whenever it reaches to 7, then it will stop the execution. All right. So here we can be able to see that it has executed till 6. When once it got into 7, 7 is not less than 7. In fact, it is equal to 7. That's why it stops executing that. All right. So this is the basics about the Python. In this is one part of it, and in the next part we'll be discussing some more things like functions and how we can be able to execute the functions and some other stuffs also. All right. So until then, stay tuned and enjoy messing.